Good morning. Welcome back or welcome to Yoga with Ciara. It was wild here yesterday. So I think I lost some chickens. I was away, I had to do something in the afternoon. I was driving down by Moor and waves. It was amazing. The wind, the waves, the fierceness of it all. And then when I came back, the chicken coop had been blown closed and there was some chickens missing. So I don't know whether they were just blown away because there was a lot of like big chairs and one of the huge dog boxes was blown over as well, or whether the master of chaos, the fox, was watching and was waiting and knew that this was a moment of vulnerability. So I'm going to check again this morning. Maybe they were hiding in the nesting box. Didn't see them though. Anyways, here we are today. Because of all this wind and all this, we're going to stay down on the ground today. And we're moving deeply into our side bodies. So if you feel like for your neck, it would be very nice to have a blanket or something small just underneath between your arm and your head, then do. Something small, doesn't have to be big. We'll be there for a while, so it'll support your neck as we move. So come lie on your back and we shall begin. Awesome. So cool. Great. So landing it onto your back, feel the floor beneath you. And I'm just going to feel into my three cavities, my three centers, my three points of orientation. So I'm going to feel my head, and where I feel the center of me in my head. I'm going to feel my chest and where I feel the center of me in my chest. Where would I point to with my finger to say, this is my center here in my chest? Nice. And then where's my center in my belly? How do I feel that? Where do I feel it? What's the felt sense or the feeling tones, or what sensations is it expressing to say, I am the center? Great. So just begin to rock your knees from side to side. So today's class, we're going to move really deeply into the sides of our waist, the deep of our buttocks, the armpits, the shoulders. And so we're just warming up to get there. So as you rock your knees from side to side, lean a little bit into the end of the movement, but keep your shoulders really strong and steady on the ground. So you're anchoring your shoulders and you're stabilizing your shoulders, but then everything beneath your shoulders, or even like I can feel even under the shoulder blades, the fascia and the ribs under the shoulder blades gliding and following the rest of my rib cage. How is that for you? Nice. Roll like there's a clock on the back of your pelvis, rolling in a big circle. How smooth can you make this circle? And then roll in the other direction. Rolling, connecting, feeling. Nice. So one of the movements we're going to do later on is stretch. So let your right leg stretch out and long and let it float just above the floor, and then reach as far as you can with your right leg. And feel how your leg is taking some space or some length from your belly. And now bend your knee and draw your heel towards your bum, not your knee towards your chest, but your heel towards your bum. And as you notice, your back arches a little bit as you draw your heel towards your bum. My knee is still over my hip. And now straighten your right leg long, pointing into your toes, and then bring your heel to your bum. It's never going to get there, but feel how your back is arching and your heel is squeezing up towards your bum. Your knee is not coming up towards you. Just point down into your toe, draw your heel towards your bum. So just for noticing the difference, now draw your knee towards your chest, and your spine has flattened onto the floor and even rounded, and your knee is up towards your chest. It's a completely different action, okay? Knee towards your chest is different than heel towards your bum. We'll do the other side. So point into the left toes. Feel how your leg begins somewhere up near your tonsils, in your eyeballs, your neck, your shoulder. Like feel the roots of your leg pulling all the way down through that left side of you. Now draw your left heel towards your bum. And I feel this deep kind of compression through the hip, through the buttock, through the heel. When I'm doing this, the leg is being squeezed. It's like an accordion for the leg. Pointing long into your left toes. And then heel towards your bum. Feel your back arching. Point long into your toes. And then heel towards your bum. Nice. Look at the other movement, the one that we're not going to be doing. Draw your knee up towards your chest and feel how it's a different kind of spine that happens. Your back is rounding, your knee is towards your chest, and your heel is much more passive. There's a different squeeze going on. Super cool. So if you want your blanket or your pillow or whatever it is underneath your head at the side, then do. Otherwise, you can just use your arm. So wherever you are, reach your left arm long beside the left ear. Have your two ankles together, your two knees together, and then roll over onto your left side. And if you're going to use a pillow, then you put it between your arm and your ear. So there's a little bit more support here, but it's not a huge thing. It's just a little bit of support. Bring your right hand to the floor in front of you, and then rest your head down on whatever support you've created. So that movement we were just doing. Point deeply down into your toes. And from here, I can feel how my leg begins in my back, in my ribs, in my deep belly. And now draw your heel up towards your bum. Stretch your leg long, really, really long, pointing out into your toes. And then draw your heel up towards your bum. Feel the deep squeeze. And I'm going to arch my back a little bit more. So I stick my bum out towards the back and I'm arching my back a little bit extra as I do this. Point into your toes, lengthen long. And then draw your heel up towards your bum. Nice. The other movement. Point into your toes, draw your knee towards your elbow. Can you feel the difference? Point into your toes, knee towards your elbow. One more time. Point into your toes, knee towards your elbow. Super. Bring your two knees together. And then bring your feet so that they're at a 90-degree angle. So my feet aren't tucked up, their knees are out, and then my feet are straight down from there. And then try and lift just your right foot up, keeping your knees together. And then try and lift just your right knee up, keeping your feet together. So foot goes up, knees together, knee goes up, feet together. And notice how your pelvis is moving. Let your pelvis move. So as my knee goes up, my pelvis falls backwards. And as my foot goes up, my pelvis is moved upwards and forward. So knee goes up, pelvis goes backwards. And then foot goes up, pelvis goes forwards and upwards. So we're going to hold the knee up, feet together one. Like I was trying to work out, like what freaking muscles are doing this? Like there's something in my bum that's doing this. There's my sartorius, which is this deep across the thigh thing doing this. But it's like such an unusual collection of muscles. Now draw your knees together and lift your foot up. What muscles are doing this? And foot down. Nice. Stretch your right leg long. So keep your leg long and touch as far away from you as you can. And then keeping your leg long, try and touch as close to you as you can. So my leg bounces away and then my leg bounces closer, but my leg is staying straight. And so the movement is happening in the hip socket, in my waist, in my rib cage. So toe touches close and then toe touches as far as I can. And I'm really trying to touch, like compressing up and then super long away. One more time. Compressing up, super long away. Nice. Bend your knee and let that rest. Now bring your right hand behind the back of your head. We're going to do some shoulder stuff to let our bum and our legs relax. So our right hand is resting behind the back of our head. And just drop backwards and let the back of your head land and let that right shoulder and elbow land on the floor. Knees together, feet together, and just feel that you can drop your left shoulder more and more towards the floor. Nice. Now, bring your head back to your arm. Reach your right arm forward. And now my nose is dropping down in the direction of the floor, but I don't let it touch. Instead, I try and reach as far forward as I can with my right hand. I touch. Bring my hand behind the back of my head. Drop down towards the floor with my head and my shoulder behind me to the right. And then reach forward with my right hand as far as it'll go. Nose is hovering off the floor. Arm is reaching. Come back. Hand behind you. Shoulder on the floor. Last one. Reaching forward, gliding as far forward as you can. Nice. This time, bring your hand to the top of your head. And your head is resting on your arm. And now lift your right elbow as high towards the ceiling as you can. Or another one is, oh, can I look as far down the beach as I can? And then drop your head down. And then how far down the beach can I look? And I'm really shortening, I'm coordinating into my hip, into my waist. And down. Last one. Lift and look. And all the way down. So we're going to coordinate that movement and one other before we change sides. So lift your right foot up and keep your knees together. Lift your right elbow up and then lower down. Lift your right foot, your right elbow, lowering down. Lift your right foot, your right elbow, lowering down. Nice. Come lie on your back. I'm going to change sides. I don't want to lie with my back to you. Nice. So you can turn around as well. So you're not, if you're watching this on your phone or your TV, then you can turn around so you can see me still. Pause. Can you feel a difference between the two sides of your body? For me, the right side is huge. It just feels so big. And the left side is very small. So reach your right arm long beside your ear, ankles together, knees together, roll over and bring your left hand to the floor. Nice. Stretch your left leg long as it'll go. And then draw your left heel to your bum. Squeeze your left heel up towards your bum, arching your back as you do this. So your bum sticks out. And then toe, reach from the deep of your belly. And then heel to your bum, arching your back. Stretch your toe. And then heel to your bum. Nice. Let's do the other one. Stretch your toe. And then knee to your elbow. Stretch your toe. Knee to your elbow. One more time. Stretch your toe. And knee to your elbow. Cool. Both knees together. Bring your feet a little bit further away from you. And then lift your left foot up, keeping your knees together. And then lift your left knee up, keeping your feet together. And let your pelvis, as my foot lifts, my pelvis rounds forward and shortens. And as my knee lifts, my pelvis rocks backwards. How do you feel this movement? Your left hand is staying anchored on the floor, so it's a point of organization, or it's a fulcrum of anchoring your left hand. So as my knee is lifting, there's a certain limit to how far my pelvis falls backwards. And as my foot is lifting, there's a limit to how far I fall forwards because of this left hand. This side is always, I have less movement. It's really interesting for me. Great. So lift your knees, your left knee up. Where does this movement originate? What's working right now? Nice. Drop your knee down, lift your foot up. What's creating this movement? Nice. Drop your foot down. Great. Stretch your left leg long and then reach your left leg. We didn't do the bounce one. Reach your left leg as long away as you can And then keeping your legs straight, touch the floor as close to you as you can. So it's like your leg grows out and then it shrinks up into your body. Touch. So I feel this kind of bounce, reach, and then bounce. And what's happening is my waist on the right hand side is really changing shape. So it's more, if I was to explain this, is let your waist on the right hand side lift off the floor and then drop down to the floor. But what's happening, or where the origin of the movement is, let your toe reach very far, let your toe touch very close. And I get like squished and then really, really long. And then squished and then really long. Bend your knee and give your legs a rest. Bring your left hand behind the back of your head and drop backwards so that the back of your head is on the floor and your left elbow is dropping down towards the floor. Can you soften into your shoulder? Drop your shoulder a little bit more. Nice. And now roll forward. Keep your face off the floor and reach your left hand as far forward as you can. So my nose is hovering just off the floor. And then bring your hand behind your head. Rest on the floor. Reach as far forward as you can with the left hand. Nose hovers off the floor. There's just amazing space that happens between my shoulder blades when I reach forward. It's like, it's just this amazing, like, plateau of length and strength through the back of my body. Notice for you what that's like. That reaching, how do you create the scaffolding through your body to touch the floor far away? Last one, elbow back. Where's the connectiveness? Nice. Come all the way back. Bring your hand to the top of your head. Now lift your left elbow up like you're looking down the beach and coming down. Rest. Lift your elbow up. Look. And drop. This time lift your left foot and your head. Drop. Left foot and head. Feel the deep squeeze, pushing your right waist into the floor. Drop. Lift. Last one. Drop. Rest onto your back for just a moment. Feel the difference between your two sides. Notice your centers, your head, your heart, your belly. I feel very connected into the balls of connection that are my chest. I feel very mobile in it. And then my belly, I feel very mobile in it. Nice. So come all the way up to sit. So we were doing extraordinary movements into new and different parts of our body. So what we're going to do now is like we iron out or whoosh out into the body so that there's nothing left behind. So sit with your feet wide and then reach up with both hands towards the left as high as you can. Bring your hands back down through the center and then reach down and drop your nose down towards the floor on the right. So reaching up on the left, and as I reach the left, my bum on the right is lifting. And then I go down on the right, nose down. So we're just mobilizing into a series of movements that will iron out anything in our ribs that might have been left behind as we moved earlier. Reach up on the left and down on the right. Nice, cool. So up on the right, both hands reach up and then down on the left. Nose comes down. Up on the right and down on the left. Up on the right and down on the left. Nice. Sitting up tall, both elbows tuck in. Reach your left hand straight to the right. And then reach your right hand straight to the left. So now as I do this, I'm feeling a creakiness in my left ribs at the back. So I'm letting this movement really soothe and mobilize. I'm like softening those ribs into the totality of my movement. So it's like I'm like a baker who's kneading the dough of me. And I'm just going, oh, I hear my rib on the left. And I'm even, as I reach now, I'm letting my bum lift a little bit more as I glide. And as I do that, the kneading of the dough of me goes deeper, but more connected even. Nice, cool. Coming in, side bend over towards the right with your left hand. And then over towards the left with your right hand. It's not a huge movement. It's more this kneading of the dough of you, connecting in, mobilizing in, noticing how your ribs are after extraordinary movement. Nice. Hands to your thighs. Roll like there's a clock on the back of you. Oh no. Roll like a skipping rope. So the clock would be roll like there's a clock on the base of your pelvis. And then roll like a skipping rope, like there's a clock on the base of your pelvis. Nice. There was one more movement I was going to do. Oh, yes. So reach your arms up towards the ceiling. And then pull your elbows down into swan. And then reach your arms up and dive forward into a swimming pool. Bend your elbows into swan. And then dive forward into swimming pool. Only going as far as your wellness as always. Swan. Swimming pool. Swan. Swimming pool. Nice. Roll your shoulders in big circles. Notice how your shoulders are. Let your head move, let your neck move, and roll in the other direction. Nice. Bring your hands to the front of your collarbone. Just lift your chin and just lengthen into that amazing muscle that goes from your, more or less from your lips to your collarbones. So can you feel the drag from your lips to your collarbones? And just lean into the beautiful sense of sensation as you mobilize your neck. So I'm stabilizing my hands on my chest, and that's giving me a little bit more feedback, which is really nice. Nice. And then just because I said I was going to do it more, bring your hands to the floor, lean yourself back, and then lift your heels off the floor 20 times. Wow, cramp territory. They say this lowers your blood pressure. It increases your fitness in the whole of your body exponentially. It's like I think there's like a 15% increase in your fitness if you do this every day. Isn't that like, that's just, it's wild. Lie on your back, land in, rest. You could lift your heels here, feel how it's different. And then just come to rest. Pause. Nice. How wonderful. So stay there if you can. Yeah, down in so I was walking around the garden this morning, and I had my torch because I was going down to the river, and one of the big, huge willows that is like, I'm going to call it one of the guardians of my river. It's down. It's in the river. It was knocked down. Yeah, it's amazing. My willow is gone. So I'll see you all tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. Feel into your ribs as you travel through your day, and yeah, looking forward to tomorrow. We will be launching February tomorrow, and I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, it should be awesome. February. I'm looking forward. Like Center was amazing. It's amazing. Oh my God, I've loved Center. So I'll see you all tomorrow. Ciao, ciao.